Yeah, let's go out and check in the fields. Looks like Jake got quite a bit done while I was away. It's good. Really need to mow this yard. It's a big old field. It's taking a little while to get her done. Goodbye, corn stalk. Boom. It'll still be there when I get back. That's the way it works in this game. I wonder how much we have got in the bins. By God, we'll just take us a gander. On the big board, 666,015. Well, I definitely got enough bins to buy all kinds of corn or beans, either one. Yeah, we're getting awful weedy out here. That's just a good cover crop. It'll be all right. You know, I can tell you from real life experience that plant life like that does wonders for water retention. Does a lot. I remember one year we had a year where here we have a weed called water hemp. We just didn't get a real good kill on it when we sprayed. And I think, in fact I know, I don't think, I know, I had cultivated those fields that year with a chisel plow, and I did a deep till. And I think that brought up all those seeds, because hemp grows in the first about the first inch of soil. If you've got them seeds buried deep, they don't tend to grow much. Anyway, make a long story short, we had a real bad year with the hemp. Got away from us add insult to injury. It was a really dry year. We just didn't have no rain at all. And our best yield, in fact, the yield was actually pretty decent, was in the areas where the water hemp had got out of hand, where it was really thick. And I think it all had to do with, water retention. And that was off what was supposed to be a bad weed. Well, it turned out to be a good thing. Well, I think I'm going to get to combining. I got to wait for synchronizing data with other players. All right, we're synchronized. Now we'll see if Jake calls. Park the old Kubota right here. A lot of building space here on this farm. A lot of building space. Kind of like that. Yeah, we'll go out to the combine. Get it rolling. Beautiful, beautiful day. Hey, and Trey.
Yeah, we got to get at it. I've got quite a bit done. I was out last night and did a fair bit, and the truck is pretty much empty for us this morning, so.
All right.
I think we just go get right to work today. I don't know how much we have left to do, really. Maybe half?
Oh, I drove around a little bit. Tried to get an idea, but there's quite a bit left to do. What are we going to do with all this money?
There's still quite a bit left to do, but I think we'll be able to get it all done in pretty good amount of time, honestly.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially with 2 combines going, it'll be a lot faster than it was on just myself.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and top off with fuel and get started as well.
All right.
Can I be this far away? No, I got to get closer. Sure wish this fuel trailer had a longer cable.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, especially when I can't seem to... Oh, it was filling. I'm just dumb. All right.
Uh-huh. Weren't paying attention.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anything is really different from the last time you were here. We have $300-some thousand for harvesting corn, and we have not made any further investments. We've just been working on this harvest.
Yeah, we got to get this done, get it out of the way, and then we can work on those other programs, those things you've been working on. I'm excited about that.
A lot of ideas. Me too. I will take a gander. So far, we've actually profited an estimated $18,500 off of this piece.
Off this piece?
Yep. So we are well covered our expenditure, and we're into the profit zone now.
All right. How's our restaurant doing?
Our restaurant is, well, let's find out. It is doing okay. We've got, last month, October was $23,000. The month before was $24,000. So as it gets a little cold out, people seem to have been slowing down, or maybe that's because it's been harvest season. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably because of harvest.
So it's slowed down a little bit, but I mean, it's still bringing us over $20-some thousand a month.
Oh, yeah, that's just fine by me. And the banker's happy?
I can find it. Yeah, if I could find any business that brings me $20,000 a month, as long as it all balances up, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yep.
I don't care. We're good.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes it don't matter what's going out the window as long as what's coming in is above and beyond it.
Yep. I'm all right with spending money if it means that I make more than that.
Yeah. I don't know how I got off on this field, but I'm trying to straighten it up.
You know, I'm doing the same thing, and because of that, well, I started a row off, and now I think I'm 2 off. So there's that.
Yep.
But it's straight. That's for sure. I think.
You think?
I'm sure hoping it is.
Get around here, big boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot more out here than I thought when I drove around on the Kubota.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Let me eyeball that. I bet you there's half the field yet. Ballpark. And this is an 88-acre field, so that'd be about 44 acres ballpark, what we have to do yet.
Oh, I hate it when I get a row off. Yeah, I just did.
I know. I'm currently going down, and I have one of my rows actually being fed with corn. Just one.
Just one.
It's because I missed a row, last night, and I'm cleaning it up.
Well, it happens in real life, too. You always got to go back and clean it up.
Yeah, part of the job.
Yep.
But, Dad, at the time of recording this, your channel, ThePappaPickle on YouTube, is approaching 10,000 subscribers, and I bet you within a couple days we'll be over that.
Probably.
And so, what are you thinking about that? You got 10,000 subscribers coming up here.
Yeah, I'm kind of tickled to see that. I'm glad they're enjoying the videos. I'm just glad to be a part of it. When we first started this little adventure, I didn't know how I was going to get along with it, but it is actually kind of enjoyable.
It's a good time. It's a fun little time.
And I'm glad that people that watch the videos enjoy them. We even get people from, well, there was a guy with a comment on there from Britain, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep, you betcha.
We have an international audience.
Well, we do. I mean, if I pulled up my analytics, I could tell you that we've had viewers from probably almost every single populated part of the world. I mean, to the point where I actually can say that I've acquired at least one view from North Korea. Now, you tell me who that might be. I'm just saying.
You know that. That's Kim Jong-un.
So if he's watching Farm Sim, then surely a lot of people are watching Farm Sim. That's all I'm getting at. For the record, I'm sure that more people than just him have access to their network, but it's just funny to say that.
It is. Well, I don't know that guy.
Personally? No, not really.
I do not judge any human being off another person's opinion of them, shall we say.
Yeah.
So I cannot say one way or the other because I have never met the man.
Yep,
and probably never will. Probably never will,
Nope.
and therefore I will refrain from judging a human being unless I know them and have a reason. Capiche?
Mm-hmm. Let's do Jake's favorite part of the day, going around and seeing how much our farm has either increased or decreased in value.
I like that.
Let's see. 996,000 for that piece. 671,000 for that piece. 417. That one dropped a little, but that happens after we buy it. That always happens.
Yeah.
They after you buy a piece of land, they automatically knock it down a little bit, and they do that to disincentivize you from immediately selling it.
Yeah.
It's to try and keep you holding on to the asset and be serious about owning it.
Uh-huh.
Which, frankly, maybe real life could take a little bit out of Farm Sim's playbook there. Cough, 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 cough.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. I must have got the front of this truck full. All right, I did.
Well, speaking of full, I'm darn near.
Well, it didn't take me long. I'm one run down and back.
Yeah.
I was full.
Well, that's a long stretch, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But you really need to straighten it out. My goodness.
Are you looking at my
It's gotten
crooked
all
work or
curvy
what?
on you.
I know.
Huh?
I know. I got out of hand.
I see that.
While you're judging my straightness, I'm going to go over here and grab these plants that you missed over here by your pickup.
Hey, do me a favor. And look at exactly how perfectly straight my rows are. They're beautiful.
Ah,
You want to know how beautiful?
how
They only
beautiful.
vary by a max of 0.2 degrees.
You're using that degree thing, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm just watching it, keeping myself moving straight.
Yeah.
I done filled up my combine though. You know what's kind of nice about these combines? When they fill, they stop. You
Yeah.
can't overfill it.
Yeah. I remember
I would
when.
almost say that they should do that in real life, but that would require a sensor, and those always do it wrong. So I no,
Well,
just no.
the 9560 has a sensor that tells you the tank is full, but if you're on a side hill,
Uh-huh.
the sensor's on the right. If you're on a
Uh,
side hill and all your crop's on the left, it ain't gonna get to the sensor in
uh-huh.
time.
So what you're telling me is John Deere was cheap, and they didn't put a sensor on both sides, just one side, and they should have put
Yeah.
a sensor on both sides, and that would have been easily discussed about by the engineers, and they said, nah, that's
Oh,
too expensive. But also, then you would have had two sensors to fix when they break, so it's just better
yeah.
that way, I guess. Better not deal with it.
I was teasing.
Do I need to fix this thing again?
Fix what?
Either my header or my combine. I gotta look at the shop. Probably my header.
Something go bad on it?
Well, maybe. It's getting close to... I try not to let my combine get too wore down on that
Yeah.
damage bar, because when... I haven't tested this, but from what I've heard, when it gets below half, I think, or something like that, your yield is not as good. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's what I've been told, so I just stick with it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to straighten out my field here. I'm only taking 2 rows.
I'm curious to see how many rows you'll end up on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Good luck.
Well, I just went from like 6 rows to 2 rows, so I know I'm way crooked.
Yeah. A little bit. Oh my goodness gracious! I have to work on my combine again.
Huh.
Ugh.
Oh, wonder what the ailment is.
It's got a lot of hours for
Yeah.
farm sim. $4,500, sir.
Yeah, we gotta have a combine. Bye-bye
Has to have
money.
a combine. Was not the header.
What was it?
That was the combine. Was not the header.
Ah,
I don't know what on the combine. Something worth $4,500.
well, gotta get her fixed.
Yeah. We might find that the hour count on this is going to hurt us in the long run, but we'll roll with it for now.
Well, might have to trade it off.
Might.
See if we can't get through this harvest.
Oh, I'm
With
sure
it.
we will. I'm sure we will.
It is a long ways down near this end of this field.
I know. I know, but you do that, and all we'll have left is the square I'm working on, the rectangle here, and
Yeah.
then fingers south of you there.
Yep.
That'll be it.
Cleaning up.
There we go. Fixed it. I started to line up at 181 degrees. That would have been annoying. At the end of the field, just be 1 degree off.
That would be annoying.
Want to hear a fun fact?
Go with the fun fact.
I guess Grandma and Grandpa went to some kind of little concert thingy-majig in Eaton deal last night or something, and I guess they enjoyed themselves. But then on their way home, they stopped at a Casey's. And Grandpa got a hot dog, and I guess he set his phone down and left it there.
At Casey's.
And yeah, and he was looking for it this morning, and he didn't know where it was. He thought it was in the car. And then he said to Grandma, I bet it's at that Casey's. And so I called it, and the manager answered, and yep, that's where
at
it was.
Casey's. Huh. I'll be darned. Where'd they go?
I don't have any clue. Honestly, it didn't make sense. At first, Grandma was talking to me about eating stuff, but I
Yeah.
thought it was like a food and a band thing. But then she starts telling me that the band was in the parking lot of like a laundromat and a storage place, and it was just like, what did you get yourself in? What?
Okay.
What do y'all be doing? I don't understand.
Well, as long as they had fun, I guess.
They went to the parking lot of a laundromat and enjoyed a
concert.
small concert, and potentially, I'm pretty sure they talked about eating food.
Well, maybe
I
they
don't
had
know.
vendor trucks or something.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I
But
wonder
that
what.
was the ordeal that caused them to leave their phone, or his phone.
I wonder what town they were in.
Well, I can tell you the phone was left in Afton.
Afton. Huh. I don't know. Those two are getting pretty wild, carousing around at night like that, huh?
I guess. My goodness, my grandparents in their 80s, the 70s and their 80s, and they're going out and going out about the town. And then here I am, 5 o'clock rolls around, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, I ought to be starting my slow down routine, get ready for the night, and go to
Yeah.
bed by 8:30 or 9 p.m.
Yeah.
But that's the weird thing, is those two always have stayed up later than me.
Oh, yeah. They stay up late. They always have.
They do. They stay up very late. I can't do that. I want to go to bed by 9 p.m.
Oh, I go to bed pretty early, too, because I get up awful early.
Yeah. I go to bed pretty early because I wake up awful early, but so early that it's way too early to do anything, and then I try to fall back asleep at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Good old classic, wake up at 3 a.m.
Oh, I definitely do that classic. Actually, most people, when they go to sleep, they sleep. Me, I sleep in 10-minute intervals, I call it. I wake up every 10 minutes.
I get that. I have to, and not that frequently, but I have to wake myself up fairly frequently and reposition myself. Otherwise, I will be in a lot of pain in the morning.
Well, that's my problem, too. Been a little hard on myself over the years, paying for it now. I'm going to have to make some short runs here because I'm too full to make a run all the way down.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm better than half a tank.
Yeah.
And if I go all the way down, I'll just have to come back.
Yeah.
'Cause
Come over here. These are shorter.
Yeah.
They really are, though.
Got to do a little cleanup again. Gosh darn it.
A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Sandra. Mambo number 5. We have brought in an estimated $29,000 in potential profit off this field so far. And in total, we've brought in an estimated $94,000 off this field.
In total.
Yep, that's right. So closing in on 100,000 harvested off of this one field here,
Yeah.
which was roughly the combination of our 2 other fields, because we had a 60-something and 30-something.
What was
Right?
our... Yeah. I can't remember what our payment is on this piece.
Oh, look.
Was it 3,000?
Oh,
600 a
bank.
month?
That was in the 794. That was the big one.
Yeah.
Where we got some operating. Okay. $3,601 a month.
Yep. Times 12.
So 3,601 times 12, you're 43,212.
So you got to take that right off the top of the land payment.
Right. So we've made an estimated 30. We need 43 just to make the land payment. Correct?
Yep. It's this here will cover the land payments, groceries for the year, and probably, hopefully, some operating costs next year.
Yep. Of course, the goal is always to have all that at minimum, and then ideally, you got money to invest further.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I'm sure we will. I mean, probably. We still, remind me. I need to get those park benches and stuff so we can get that all done out there.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. November 1st, 332,000 is what we have in the bank, and just for fun, the bank would give us a $40,000 loan. So if you had any curiosity at where we sat with them, that's what they think of us.
40,000?
Yeah. I think they probably think I don't know, I don't think they take land value into their evaluation. They don't seem to, at least in my opinion. They seem to primarily go off of your cash.
Uh-huh.
I mean, maybe they go off of land value a little bit, but I don't know.
Well, there's some bad bankers.
Yeah.
If I'm a banker and guy's got land that's paid for, I'm going to apply a note toward his land.
Right.
And I'll give him market price. It's very easy to lend or borrow money in the farming industry. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
they're pretty well protected.
Of course.
They attach themselves to the crop or the land. Not always, but like when I was borrowing money from the federal government to operate, well, every time I hauled my crop to town, it got sold in my name and the federal government's name.
Yeah.
And then I had to go get those checks signed before I was allowed to deposit them.
Oh, yeah, they make sure that they got theirs.
Yep. Is one thing about this concept of farming that I don't like. I think a man should have enough of a cushion
Yeah.
to be able to operate the next year just off of this year's harvest.
And it should be that way. I'll tell you the biggest problem for farmers. Biggest problem for farmers is that there is monopolization on both ends of the farmer's supply.
Yes.
And that means that where they're buying their seed and all their inputs has been monopolized. Monsanto, for example, owns, I think it's 90 and 80% of corn or soybean and corn market, or like a seed production, right?
Yeah.
And they and then like you look at John Deere or look at like all of these major agriculture players on the front end, and then it's sandwiched on the back end by these huge food companies, because our food industry is so monopolized that are able to then essentially extort a lower price for the product. So farmers need to, one, be able to sell directly to consumers more easily and bypass these major corporations that have monopolized. And two, these other companies that support farmers and what they are able to do need to learn that they cannot charge what they're charging.
Uh-huh.
So
I agree totally.
that's all I have to say about that.
I agree totally.
But like many things in the way we do them here, they're designed to make someone in the middle a lot of money.
Yep.
Not designed to be efficient. It's not designed to be good. It's not even designed to be beneficial. It's designed to make somebody in the middle a lot of money.
Where'd you put the truck?
That's how it is. Over here. Closer to where we're harvesting.
Oh,
So we don't have to drive over there all the time.
I got you. I'm right behind you. Don't back into me.
Beep. I wonder how much diesel we burn through. Let me take a look. Does it track that? Yes.
It does.
Hey, on this field so far, we have burned $3,200 worth of diesel fuel.
We have.
Yep.
Wow. Some mucho dineros.
I know. Everybody getting their cut. Welcome to farming. Well, with the farm here, what is the next big focus that you'd be looking into? Like, what are we going to be moving into, investing into next for the next season?
Well, I haven't really given it a whole lot of thought yet. I think we're going to have to do some corn on corn. I know that.
Yeah.
We're going to do some beans and corn.
Mm-hmm.
Might seed some waterways here after we're done with this field.
Okay.
Maybe. I haven't made up my mind yet.
We're still doing the fingers as hay ground?
I think we should.
Probably a good idea. I think it would be a good idea, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know what we would get for bales off of that over there, but it's at least a start at something. We have to remember we have a whole new piece of land
Yes, we do.
that we have not farmed yet. We looked over lightly. It's got some grass areas to it, nothing crazy. It's, for the most part, all pretty well ripped up. So.
Yep. Well, some of those grass areas where we put those houses, when we start doing the haying next year, we'll hay that too.
Right. Might as well. I don't see a problem with it.
We'll get things harvested here, and I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and do some hay ground on them fingers. It just makes more sense.
I agree. I think if there was any part of this area that we turned into hay, that would be a good spot for it.
Mm-hmm. I think we should look into seeing where we're at financially and maybe going ahead and shopping around for some haying equipment because it'll be the off season.
Yeah.
We might be able to get a little better deal.
That's true. Let me take a gander and see what's around right now. Nothing crazy in the sales, but doesn't mean we can't find something. We already got a mower. I know that.
Yeah, we got a mower.
So we really, we're going to need to look into a windrower and a baler.
Yep.
Because we have flatbed. We'll probably need to look into the cost of putting a front loader on the small tractor.
Yep.
But I don't know what that would cost, I guess. Nothing crazy.
Well, I can tell you what it costs in real life.
Yeah?
$10,000. And that was for a used one.
Yeah, and one that was... that's a big one, though.
Yeah,
That is a
that's
pretty big.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see. I can do front loader. Where is it at? I thought it was in there. All right, front loaders. I think I said the Hauer. Is ours set up for the Hauer front loader? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I set it up for that one. So it'd be anywhere from 9 to 12,000 is what it would be.
Yeah. Well, that's not too far off of reality.
And then baler. What kind of baler? Round, square.
No, I just go with a round.
Okay. And I've got a Vermeer. You could do Vermeer. That's $56,500.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, I was going to buy, in real life, I was going to buy a brand new round baler.
yeah.
And I started looking into it 4 years ago, contemplating it.
Oh,
And
I'm sure it's gone way up since then.
In that time, they have gone from around the one I was looking at around 32,000
Uh-huh.
to like 46.
Oh, of course.
And I spoke to the dealer, and he brought that up to me, and I said, that is way out of line for something to go up that much
Mm-hmm.
in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
He just said, well, it is what it is. And I said,
No,
well,
it isn't just is what it is. Eventually, you're not going to sell a product anymore.
well, that's what I told him. I said, you know, you guys keep jacking the prices up on this stuff and make it so, well, it's not affordable. You can't run a business that way.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to the John Deere guy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
That, sir, that is what will take your job.
Yes.
It is what it is will mean that you won't have a job.
Well, I just informed them that I will not be buying a new baler today, tomorrow, or ever. So, there you go. You just lost a customer.
No.
And the simple
This
reason...
entire world needs an awakening about all of that, frankly. Things are too expensive.
Well, the simple reason for it all is because you can sit there and pencil that out on paper, and it was really tough at 32,000 to make it work. Well, at 46,000, it's absolutely impossible.
Mm-hmm.
All you're doing the entire season is paying for equipment. And I'm sorry, but I'm not
Which
getting
is
up.
exactly what they want. I mean, we're not. Look, these companies like to make it seem like, you know, oh, this is just how it happens to be. No. Listen, you are a massive corporation who has a lot of people putting their time into these things, which means you know a lot of stuff. You have a lot of collective knowledge and experience and effort. And that means you're able to run numbers and find out exactly how much you can maximize your profits for, aka how much can we steal the value off the person doing the actual work. You know that you already know, as John Deere, there's a reason that baler came out to $46,000. It's because they knew mathematically, on an average, that is what it would take for you to be like busy all year long. It was gonna take your everything, and they would have it all. It's not ignorance. It's not happenstance. And I'm sorry if I seem a little, angry about this matter, but all of these people, all these companies really need to wake up about this. You're not being slick. You're not sly.
No.
We see it. I'm
Yes,
not
we do.
stupid.
Yes, we do.
But my soapbox is done.
Are you stepping down off that soapbox now?
For now, until these companies want to make me mad again, I'll step right back up on it. I'll tell you that. I ain't got nothing against that. No problem with that at all.
You might not get very much in.
Yeah, we might not. I'll leave it with this, Dad. Anytime that we vilify someone for going against the greed of others,
Yeah.
we are just supporting and enabling their ability to be greedy. So, I'm not really going to be sorry that I get mad at other people being greedy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You want me to take this in, or you?
I got it.
All right.
You keep rolling.
All right. You just like driving that old
Truck
Pete.
I do. It's almost out of fuel, though. I might have to try filling it up right here.
Go ahead.
Let me put some of that farm diesel in it.
You'll be all right.
Likely in farm sim, there ain't no difference.
You know, seeing how you were on your soapbox about companies and corporations, and any of our young viewers out there that aspire to get into farming, I'd just give them a word of advice. Be smart. Don't step into something that the operation cannot support. Use the equipment that is equivalent to the size of your operation. Capiche?
Understand that those people are there to sell to you.
Yes.
It is not their duty that your business continues. It is their duty that they sell a product.
Yeah. They don't care if you go bankrupt. They just want to sell
In
you
fact,
something.
that just means they did a good job maximizing the sale. That's
Yeah.
what they would say.
Yeah.
And
Now-
if you have any questions, I used to work in sales.
Yeah. Now, if you
Just
go in,
saying.
if you go into a dealership and you're looking into, say, a new baler like I was, and they start throwing these numbers around, one of the main things I've always heard from salesmen is, well, you could do some custom work. You know, you'd have to
Uh-huh.
do this many acres or this many bales whenever it comes to hay. Well, when you add in the cost of fuel and cost of all that stuff, you're using about 65% of your time, effort, and equipment
Yep.
for them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And there just ain't much left for you.
No.
And the other thing that I would bring up, and I see it all the time, now I'm not ridiculing people for doing what they need to do. Some places are forced to do what they have to do
Mm-hmm.
in order to get through a season, through a year, or in order
Yeah.
to cover the amount of land and product they have. That's understandable. What I'm getting at is I don't like to see what you just mentioned, companies and corporations taking advantage of the situation that that particular farmer is in. I don't like seeing that stuff.
Nope.
I think it's absolutely wrong. And I guess if you have, 25 acres of land and you're a beginning farmer, well, you don't need to go out and buy no $50,000 tractor to farm that. You get by just fine with a $3,000 tractor. You can always work your
Yeah.
way up. Oh, and I would also like to mention, you put up a round bale of hay, take it to an auction, and in reality, on a decent year, you might get $100 a bale at the auctions. Sometimes more, depends on the weather and the quality of the hay.
Right.
But now let's look at the end result of that. Most of your round baleage is used in the cattle industry, right? So
Yeah.
now if a bale of hay costs you $100 a bale, 10 bales cost you $1,000. We are now feeding a $100 bale of hay to a $1,000 cow. Now I'm just using $1,000 as a reference point. That doesn't mean that's what they're bringing currently at market. And trust me, I already know what they're bringing. But now we're to the point where we're feeding a $100 bale of hay to a $1,000 cow that produces an $800 calf. I mean, the numbers are pretty simple to do. Does it really make sense? No, it doesn't.
And that's not even the end of it. Then factor in all your other expenses, like,
Yes.
I gotta rent that pasture ground. How much was pasture ground in my area? And,
Yeah. Yeah,
all
I had
that. Ooh.
I had a gentleman here, I think it was last year or the year before, asked me if I wanted to rent some pasture ground from him. I said, well, I'd take it into consideration. How much you thinking? He said, I don't know. I'll just make it easy on you. $150 an acre. And I said, oh, gee, thanks, but no thanks. Pretty tough to put a cow on a chunk of land at $150 an acre.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that does, and there's some that do, it's the only purpose of it is the government check at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I see no other purpose.
Well, that's the thing about farming. Honestly and frankly, as someone who grew up in farming and someone who kind of really enjoys dabbling in like just how things run as a nation, right? I like to follow that stuff. Well, anyways, all I will have to say is a lot of the issues that we have stem from people just trying to stick their hand
Yep.
in place where it don't belong.
Yeah.
And I don't have problems with people making money
I don't
off
either.
of stuff, but it's when too many people are sticking their hand in asking for too much.
Yep.
And there's a reason that farming is subsidized, obviously. It's because we need the commodities to be low priced because we value our dollar off of it. And
Yep.
how else are you going to have all these people sticking their hand in, asking for their share if you're not using a little bit of taxpayer dollar to pay those people?
Right
That's the
on.
reality of how that works. I mean,
Mm-hmm. I do a little cleanup here. My hopper is almost full.
oh, I'm only halfway over here.
Now, once again, any of our young farmers out there that think about getting into farming, what we're talking about is not to discourage you, but to show you a path to achieve a goal in farming, and that is stay within your means.
Stay within your means. There's a lot of people out there that'll just try to make a buck off of you, and if you aren't there to make a buck off of next year, that's not their problem. So
Yep.
don't let them work. Don't let them work you into that.
Don't let them sucker you in.
Because frankly, as the farmer, you're already making pennies compared to what they turn your product into. So
Yeah. You ain't making much.
they already are. They're already making their money. They're just taking a little extra from you on top.
Yeah.
When you let them come in and do that stuff. So
You know, in ancient Rome, when they actually held elections to help run government and city and government,
mm-hmm.
and it was a 1-year term, and at the beginning of your term, your finances were audited. Of course, financing is back then basically amounted to material things, correct?
Well, yeah.
And some
Yeah.
monetary cash, whatever you want to call it, whatever they used for cash. But you were audited prior to taking that position in office, and then you were audited again at the conclusion, and it was a 1-year term. Once you ran 1 year,
Mhm.
it was over. You couldn't run again. At the conclusion of that term, you were re-audited, and if there looked like there was some, shall we say, financial miscues there along the way,
Uh-huh.
you were executed. Now that right there is making sure that not too many hands are in the cookie jar, right?
Yeah. That's definitely an effective strategy. I
It's very
suppose.
effective. Oh, I forgot where I was, and then I turned around and started making a long run. Now I'm almost full here.
You big dummy.
I know. Got the yak in my jaws. Did you get fuel in the truck?
I did. Filled it up a little bit. I didn't fill it up all the way because I didn't
Yeah.
use all the fuel, but got plenty in it for a while. I suspect I should just come dump as well. Oh man, there's a truck over here.
I know. You want me to back up?
No, I got it. I believe. Oh, well, not when I'm lagging. That could get a little dangerous.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Yeah!
Yeah, I'll back up. That'll give you room to dump yours.
Oh, I got her.
Well, I know you got it in it, but I don't know if you'll get it all in there because I just put a bunch
Oh,
up
I
front.
won't. Yeah, you did. Got half of it.
Where'd you go? Oh, I see
Blue truck.
you. Yeah, come on.
Well, we've made a lot of progress.
Yes, we
Getting
have.
pretty good ways. There's a lot of corn out here.
Mm-hmm.
We have indeed made our land payment, though. We've pulled an estimated $46,500 in profit off this after input so far. And in total, we've pulled about $112,000.
I will say one thing. There are a lot of things about this game that show a little bit of the reality side. When you take in the cost of the land, the equipment, the inputs, the taxes, the loans, all that great stuff. And then you see the end calculation of gross dollars brought in and your profit margin. It just
Right.
ain't a whole lot of money in farming.
No, and want to know the fun fact? There are 3 settings in Farm Sim. They're essentially easy, medium, and hard.
Yep.
And I believe we are set on medium.
Medium.
Yeah. We might have changed the economy to hard, but I don't think so. I think we're set to medium. I don't think I changed any of that. So I guess that goes to show that I can make the game even harder.
Yeah. No, that's all right. I kind of like the way things are going.
I think it's been pretty smooth sailing. We've been doing good.
Yeah. We already know there's not a huge profit margin in farming, so let's not make it any harder.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Now, our other investments, they're doing great. Making money
Yes,
on
they are.
those.
They are doing great. We need to get them all switched over. That'll be our big push come after this harvest.
Yeah.
I have to get all that switched over to our business account. That way, what we're going to do is separate the farm and the businesses so that the farm is completely separate and its bank account is completely separate. And then the businesses will be wrapped under a single account.
Yeah.
We'll have like a holding account that owns all the businesses that we do,
Yes.
essentially. And I think that'll work just fine. I'm excited to get to going on that and seeing how it goes. I've been trying to rack my brain on investments that we could make, further investments moving forward. And one of the ideas on the top of my head is solar. We could look into building some of those solar panels and
Yeah.
in areas of our land, and those bring in a pretty fair amount of money. At least they can.
Well, I'm up to anything that brings in money.
And that brings in money passively. We don't do much of anything. We don't really do anything.
Passive dollars are fun.
Otherwise, what else could we do? There's all kinds of factories. Bakery, carpentry, dairy, grain mill, spinnery, sugar mill, tailor shop, cereal factory, oil mill, grape processing. What else? I think that's... Yeah, you got some corn drying and storage, grass.
Hey, we have a lot of room for corn drying and storage.
We do.
We
We could get into that kind of stuff.
We could make that a whole separate business. Remember,
We could even get into biogas. We could build a biogas plant even, my lord. All kinds of stuff. Orchard, grapes, greenhouses, solar panels, wind turbines of different sizes. We've got commercial investment properties that we could build. We've got the home properties, of course. And then we have wind turbines. How much are those? Wow. The cheapest big, like American-style wind turbine, right?
Yeah.
The cheapest one is $900,000.
Okay.
Yep. But it makes $84,000 a month. So it would take a while to pay that off.
Yes.
Then there's 1.2 million, but that makes $108,000 a month. And then there's 1.5 million, but that makes $120,000 a month.
Yeah, you put up one of them $900,000 wind turbines, and then a tornado comes along like the one that hit Greenfield and takes them all out.
Oh man, I know. What a mess. Crazy over there.
Which I should explain what I'm talking about. That tornado that just hit this area over here took out a bunch of them great big giant wind turbines. Just annihilated them.
You know, we can also get cows, horses, pigs, sheep, chicken, bees, and a dog if we wanted a dog. Just so in case you were ever looking into some sort of livestock or anything like that.
Yeah.
Those are your options.
Well, I think if we got into cows or something like that, might have to be in a different setting. Horses would not be so bad. Cattle, however, would have to be basically they'd infringe too much on the commercialization of this property here.
Right. Oh, they would. Yeah, you're right. They definitely would. But that's a situation where we could always look into land that has, like those hog confinements on them that are already pre-built. We could look into buying one of those pieces, or chicken confinements, or whatever's around.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those are around, so that is always an option for us.
See, I was kind of thinking if we had some cows and supplied our own beef for our restaurant.
Yeah.
Make it grass-fed, quality, hormone-free. All that good stuff.
Locally sourced, yeah, not a bad idea. I have been trying this entire time to rack my brain of other different business options that we could do or ways to make money. But I feel like we've talked through just about everything we currently have available to us.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things we could do, right? Eventually, we could consider having the farm and growing crop for a specific, like a grain mill or whatever, and we could actually own a processing place where we turn it into flour or we turn it into some kind of cereal or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, that is an option eventually. I don't know.
See, now we're starting to talk like the man. We're going to own
Uh-huh.
every step of the processing.
Monopolization. That's how you make money.
Monopolization, yeah.
That's how you make
Including-
money. If you want to become a billionaire, you have to monopolize.
Yeah. Or just, pay off elected officials to pass laws that favor you.
Yeah.
Be the
That's
simplest
true.
way.
You could be like H&R Block and TurboTax back when they were talking about making our tax structure really easily and just telling us what we owe instead of us having to do a really weird, confusing way of trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so H&R and TurboTax, they lobbied the government heavily to stop that bill. And then it did stop. And now we all have to go to those people every single year because they've made it complicated on purpose. So their job was relevant. Yeah.
Yeah. You mean something like that?
You mean, oh yeah, no, just an idea off the top of my head. We could do something like that.
Yeah.
It is funny. And I mean, I don't know if I quite understand this, right? But I've found that in my life, in my pursuit for finances, for wealth, for stability, for whatever, right?
Yep.
The more that I succeed in pursuing for it, and like the more that I learn and like am able to actually successfully do it, the more cynical I am about the entire system because I see just how absolutely broken it is.
Yes, I know. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yep.
I've become very cynical myself.
Wouldn't have to be if the world wasn't so broke.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll just sit here and harvest my virtual corn and sell it for virtual dollars.
Yeah.
That's fine by me. You know what idea I've had for a while, but I've never actually figured out how to do?
What's that?
It'd probably have to be a long series, but I think it'd be fun to do a farm sim monopoly. You get like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 people, whatever, and each of them has a farm account with like $1.5 million to start, and you just say, go. Your objective, monopolize, make a lot of money.
Hey,
Right?
I take it this truck is full.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I can't get my
Well-
auger to come on.
Yeah, it's full then.
I'm gonna go take it in.
Yeah, kind of like the board game Monopoly. I think that'd be fun. Farm sim Monopoly, some kind of
It sounds like
series where
fun.
it was like a. Yeah, I just don't know the rules. That's as far as I ever get. Just saying like the idea is cool, and then when it comes up to coming up with the rules,
Yeah.
I've never gotten any farther.
Oh, gonna drive the big Pete. Adjust my seat for this. Well, I got the old Pete groans a little bit coming up out of that field, don't it?
Yeah, I know. A little. Sometimes it gets a little bouncy in there.
Yeah. We have definitely got some corn in this bin. 736,000.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a couple. Just a couple kernels of corn in there. Looks like I'm full.
You fool? I'll be right there.
Yep. My goodness. I cannot believe it. We are getting so much closer to being done. But we still have a lot to go.
It's a big field.
It is a big old field.
Got your pipe out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pull right up underneath yours, and then I'll just line up too, and we'll get both of them unloading right here. Just put yours on the front, and I'll line up on the back or something.
Tell me when to whoa.
All right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're trying to get to yours. Keep going, keep going. I'm just going to walk forward with you. Whoa. All right. Both unloading. Perfect. That was a good truck to get. It was only like, what, $30,000, $40,000?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Heck, I might as well just run this back in. It's going to be full.
Oh, and someone was telling me the back of this trailer actually has a connection pin. We can connect another, like, pup or something to it if we really wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess there's a pup for it.
Well, maybe when we go to making long hauls, we'll do that.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Oh, I see. There is a... Yeah, there is a pup. Ah.
I think my combine's
Okay.
empty. You empty?
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and take it in and dump it.
You betcha. I'm gonna get back out there. Gotta go chew on some corn. I'm like a hungry hippo out here. You know what'd be hilarious?
What's that?
Be hilarious to go to a wedding and all of the plates be zoo pals.
Be what?
Zoo pals? You don't remember zoo pals? The plate? Oh my goodness.
No, I don't.
Back in the day, yeah. Back in the day, there were plates. Okay, paper plates that were made to look like animals, and they were made
Oh.
for kids. Like, and you know, there was always on TV the theme song, oink, oink, zoo pals, quack, quack, zoo pal. That
Ah, I
was
remember
always
that.
on. Yeah, there's something funny There's something funny about, like, if you got a really serious event, like a political deal or a wedding or a whatever, and all they
Yeah.
had was Zoopal plates. You know what? If you are Steve Irwin's children and you're getting married, surely you have to use a Zoopal plate, right?
Right.
I mean,
agree.
out of respect. I don't know if you've seen, but his son, I forget his name, actually, I guess, kind of either works, lives, studies, something at a zoo in Australia, like a really big zoo.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, he followed in his dad's footsteps a little bit. It's kind of neat. He's teaching people about animals.
I think I saw that too.
I think the same with his daughter. I saw a picture of her with like a spider. I don't know. Weird family, kind of. But I'm cool with it. I used to love to watch that. Mom and I, we would watch, what was the show called? It was,
I can't remember.
was it just Crocodile Hunter?
No?
No, but that was what he was called, was the Crocodile Hunter. Right?
I believe so.
I don't know. Long time ago. Was that before or after they made Pluto not a planet?
Now, I don't know, but I thought that was very unfair to Pluto. I like Pluto.
You know what? Pluto's my planet.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Pluto? Just let it be a planet.
Just let it be a planet. Don't pick on the guy.
It's all right. It's a little smaller than everyone else.
Well, and just because he's so far away,
And look, he might give a cold shoulder or two, but look, let him be a planet. I've been trying to rack my brain of other businesses that we could break into, and I'm not 100% sure what, but we could maybe, get into lawn care? Like we could just go mow people's grass in town?
Yeah.
I don't know. Find a way to make money doing that or something?
I bet we could.
Well, we might be able to find a way. We might be able to.
I used to play poker with a guy that does that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember one year it was really, really dry, and nobody's yards were growing, so he was out of work all summer.
Oh, we'll see. Depends how you do your business. If you're one of the lawn care guys that charge them, per session or whatever, then
Yeah.
sure. But if you're somebody who just charges like a
Flat fee.
retainer or like a yearly fee or whatever it is, then hey, great year for you.
Yeah, you don't burn no gas.
I know. It's a fantastic year.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go back here and
But
do a little
I should say the
cleanup.
reason that I think about that is there's all the places in town. There's and then there's that piece of land that we were looking at originally for the coffee.
Yeah.
On the other side of those trees, down that hill, on the other side of there's actually a lake there. There's a whole lake. There's a golf course, so we
There
could
is.
probably get the contract to do the golf course. Yeah.
There's a guy that lived in Maxburg. That's what he did. He worked for the golf course in Winterset in the summertime.
I did not know they had a golf course.
Winterset? Yeah, they do.
I guess I should have assumed, but I did not know that they did.
Yep.
Where?
You turn right there at Fairway.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
I've never been out there.
Me neither. I didn't know it was there. But all right, good to know.
A little bit of information that you didn't have before, but now you have it.
Hey, there's a couple wineries along that highway.
Yep.
Maybe we get into the wine business. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know the profit margins, but there's a pre-existing demand.
Yeah. I guess that hinges on how thirsty you are and how much you like wine. Because
Yeah.
if you're really thirsty and you really like wine, you're going to drink all the wine and they ain't going to have nothing to sell.
Wow.
Just a little joke. A
Yeah.
little funny. It's kind of like, Mom, we can't raise chickens. You know why we
Yeah.
can't raise chickens?
Because Mom likes chicken too much.
Yeah. She'd eat them all.
Uh-huh. I got a picture of one of the little baby foxes from over at the farm
Did you?
just yesterday. Yeah. Hey, I was driving, and the mama was walking across the road south, and little pups were following, but the one was in the road all scared as I slowly rolled up, and then it turned around
Yeah.
and ran back north to the little shed there. And so they got separated, but I stopped right there and just took a picture of them.
Yeah. I'm kind of amazed at how that mama comes out of that little shed and sits there and watches for traffic on that road while
Yeah.
the young'uns come out and play.
She does. She does.
And people think animals are stupid.
Oh, they're not. They are so smart. They really are.
They are.
We can't communicate with them like in a traditional manner, sure. But my goodness, like just watch an animal. How do you tell me that that does not have at least some bit of awareness?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen that too. It'll sit right there watching traffic up and down while its little cubs are playing, and it'll actually when you start driving down the road, like if you're coming in a vehicle, it'll actually herd them off into the grass.
Yep.
Make sure they're not there anymore. I was wanting to get a picture of the mama fox because she's a big old pretty fox, but
Yep.
she ran over behind the trailer, and there's just no way.
There's more than just one around there.
Yeah.
Which we ain't in the chicken business, so I ain't got to worry about it.
Nope, not a problem for us. It'd be neat if in Farm Sim they added some more wildlife so you could not just birds, deer running around, but if they added little bunnies or they added little foxes or,
Yeah.
or a very common one, raccoons or
Raccoon.
possums or
Now, I don't know
some
what it
more
is.
critters.
I don't know what it is about raccoons and combines, but they're always crawling up in the engine compartment of a combine.
I guess they like it there. I don't know. I don't know. You almost got your whole little strip up there done, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I'll have to make a couple of runs back and forth to do some cleanup. But
Yeah. I'm just driving north and south repetitively until I can't anymore. But so far off this field, we have pulled about $132,000 worth of crop, of which is roughly $65,000 in estimated profit, but take off $43,000 for the land payment, and there's your whatever you're left with. Not much.
not much.
Not much. For as much work as it's been, not much.
Yeah.
But also that estimate I'm giving is lower than what we will actually probably sell for, because we have a dryer.
Yeah.
We might as well use it and sell our corn at a better dollar. We just need to figure out how to haul some propane up here.
Right.
We're going to need a tank of some kind. I don't know.
Can't believe we can't find nobody to deliver it.
Well, that'd be nice. I think the propane, you know what? I think the propane fill point might be right there at Tractor Supply.
Yeah, it probably is.
I remember seeing there's a couple tanks there. I think that might be it. But we'd have to figure out how to go fill with the tank.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I use a regular tank, if I use a fuel trailer, if there's a special trailer.
I would imagine it has to be a special trailer.
Yeah, I would think. Probably. I might have to find us a propane truck mod
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. We'll see.
In fact, I'm going to finish this up and call it.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I think it's 12:34 in the game. It's 12:15 in real life. Sounds to me like it's food o'clock.
Food o'clock.
Not only is the game telling me it's food o'clock, but real world's telling me it's food o'clock. So, make some good progress though, and next time we get out here, I'm sure we'll have this done.
Yep.
Oh, I think I ended up missing a row right there. Whoopsie. Okay, I'm dumping what I got in the truck here, and I'm gonna get myself something to eat.
I'm going to finish this and clean it up, dump, and then get myself something to eat.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right.